That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Ryan O'Halloran.
Jason David Frank.
Humberto Ramos.
Please do not change channel.
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin' With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thank you so much for logging on and tuning in. I would really, really love it if you'd go down and hit subscribe and click the little bell so you can come back over and over again. We've got artists, authors, filmmakers, musicians, creators of all kinds. Right now, we are in Jacksonville, Florida. We are at the iHeart Books author signing event sponsored by the Florida Writers Association. And we're hanging with Jerry McDaniel, the author of Channeling the Mothership. I'm going to let you think about that for a minute.
Please.
Yes, think about that for just a minute. You know why you're think loudly? Because Jerry will know. That's what he does.
That's what I
do. Jerry, thanks for hanging with us.
Oh,
man.
thank you very much.
Over.
Thanks for inviting me.
It's a good show here today.
Oh, it's a very good show.
Here
yeah,
today.
A lot of people, a lot of great people to talk to, and the energies in here is just phenomenal. Yeah.
I don't have your gifts, but I do love coming to artist and author events. Mm-hmm. The energy that one gets when you walk in a room like this, full of this creative environment, is amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And warmest welcome, most welcoming feelings.
Yeah.
You know, we hope that it's true that we're actually warmed and welcomed, but
no, but it is.
But
I mean,
it's
the sincerity. It's not so much a competition of this book can beat that book or this whatever. It's just so much sincerity, and the people care about each other. And I've met all these people really, and yourselves as well, in Sage, just for the first time, and it's just an overwhelming.
Welcome to an amazing community.
Yeah, absolutely.
I welcome you to this community. We've been on this journey for about 2 years now.
Wow.
And some of the folks here at iHeart Books we're seeing now for, we see them maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
But it's Old Home Day. It's like a family reunion every time you come in, and it's great.
Yeah.
You got your book out at your table down there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's start there. Let's talk about the book a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So give us kind of the book blurb for those out on YouTube on Channeling the Mothership.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And you know, I'm a psychic medium, clairvoyant, and I really didn't discover my gifts until late, as I say, later in life. Whereas the universe said I discovered my gifts, you know, when I was supposed to discover them. So I started writing a blog, and you know, up until 6 or 7 years ago, I really didn't even like books because I'm not a really good reader.
Okay.
I have ADD, and my attention span is not really good. But Spirit and Universe and God just kept saying, listen, the blog is fine, but this is why you're supposed to write the blog. So it started innocently just as a blog, and which, by the way, we're in 70 countries, so we're very happy about that. But then it was to turn this into a book. So I sought out this publisher, which, you know, I'm self-published through the Wisdom House Books, and you know, we started putting this book together, and the universe said, stop at 49, just stop at 49 chapters. And you know, I couldn't figure that out. So I started looking at the number 49, and it's a real spiritual number in a lot of religions. But I felt there was something missing until I drove by Pulse nightclub one day. And there were 49 souls lost at Pulse nightclub. So that was the final piece that I needed was to somehow, in some way, because I have several dedications, but one of them is to dedicate, is for the victims of the Pulse nightclub and their souls and their families.
Now, we had a chance to look online at Channeling the Mothership, and a large part of what you're writing about is almost it's almost a teaching book to teach us all how to sort of listen to the universe when it speaks to us.
Right.
Now, with your particular gifts, you don't have a choice but to listen to the universe. The rest of us block it out so much of the time. We don't listen to what's going on in there.
Yeah.
What inspired you to want to show people and teach people how important that is in their own lives?
Yeah, because, and it's a great question because there's so much noise, right? There's so much noise, there's so much viciousness going on in the world, there's so much disconnection.
Well, I think we're so busy listening to their voices
Absolutely.
that we forget to listen overall, just to listen to our own and to listen to whatever connection we have with what the Hindus call the Akashic field.
Absolutely.
We forget to listen to that because we're listening to them.
Yeah.
And you just felt that it was important to try to help people find their own voice.
Yeah, because you're right, because as I'm writing this, I'm thinking, what does the universe want me to say? And one of my goals was to present metaphysical gifts, which, by the way, we all have, including yourself. We all have metaphysical gifts. It's how those things manifest themselves in our daily life. And the universe, and my great editor was saying, Jerry, it's great to talk about these things, but how are they going to go the next step and put some of this into practice? And I went, well, that's really good. I need to put what I'm doing into practice as well. And so a lot of it is I just call it messages from the universe, lessons from the universe for all of us.
And this is a great community for that message.
Oh, it is, absolutely.
Because the artist oftentimes is very intuitive. Our job is to tell a story, to tell a human truth. And I spend a lot of time talking to other authors, telling them there's truth and there's fact.
Yeah.
Fact is for the news guys.
Yeah.
Writers tell the truth.
Yeah.
And in that process, there's a connection that you have to reach.
Yeah.
You have to connect with the universe as a whole, because if you can't find the truth.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, on a daily basis, we're cluttered with noise.
Oh, we're bombarded, and one of the things that I have learned with these gifts, because let's face it, I'm a fairly conservative guy, I'm a Catholic, okay? Catholicism doesn't exactly kind of hug and reach a lot of, and embrace a lot of these gifts, but what I've kind of learned is there's a unitive consciousness happening in which we're all connected. The religions, it's not that they're irrelevant, but it's the spirituality that's relevant.
Well, underneath of every great religious movement is the spiritual awakening.
Absolutely.
And it's in there that I think human beings thrive.
Oh, absolutely.
Once we get a hold of it,
yeah,
we're bound to twist and mangle just a little bit, because as animals, it's our nature to do so.
It is. It is.
But at the same time, underneath of all of that, there's that spiritual core, and all of the world religions have that in common. That connection to the universe. Yeah. And once you get through all the noise, and I'm also Catholic. Yeah. So sometimes you have to break through your ideals of ritual and dogma and get to that spirituality. And once you find that underneath there, I have a great regard for my own personal religion, because it takes a long time to evolve a movement past judgment, sometimes past violence, and then past judgment, and then to a place where it speaks to its members.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's what someone once said to me, you know, Jerry, God doesn't care what you do. And this was a Franciscan priest I was in spiritual direction with, and I was like, really? He goes, as long as that what you do draws you closer to God. That's what God cares about. You know, as long as that what you do draws the light, draws the energy, raises the vibrations, embraces and helps people, and all of that, your thoughts, your actions, your deeds, your words, draws you closer to the higher source, to the divine.
And there's that thing that tethers you and I together and tethers us to the divine.
Absolutely.
And then there's that thing that is necessary to govern us as people.
Yes.
And religion tends to blend the two, whereas the message that I'm getting from Channeling the Mothership is breaking this part away a little bit and saying, find this first. Yeah. This should come naturally if you find this first.
Absolutely.
There is a natural order to that. You will be easier to govern if you can govern yourself, and you could understand the universe.
Yeah.
That was the message that we took away from Channeling the Mothership. And
Yeah.
by the way, thank you.
Oh, my
we were
pleasure.
not. You've seen the show. We talk to literally hundreds of authors all the time. We can't possibly keep up with every book. When you reached out to us last week, we caught up with yours, and we were excited. We want to formally welcome Jerry McDaniel to the Hanging With Web Show's family of featured authors. You can find links to his book on our website. Also, if you are watching this on YouTube or through our social media, Sage has probably already annoyed you with links. We like it when she does that.
Informed is a better word.
Informed you, that's right, that's right. I turned my notifications off years ago. But so, Jerry, what, is there a moment in your life when you felt particularly like that was when you felt connected for the first time? Do you have an experience or a moment?
Yeah, it's a great question because I discovered these gifts a little later in life, in which we have all the filters that society puts on us, right? That's why children are so innocent, because they don't have the filters we have. They know these things. And I attended a mediumship development circle, and they told me to give a message to someone. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I'd been attending for a couple of months, hadn't given a message, and I do talk about it in the book, shameless plug.
The book, by the way, is Channeling the Mothership.
Messages from the Universe. And the, sorry, it's just me. Retired from sales, what can I tell you?
That's what we do.
And I thought, okay, I'm going to step out in this circle of a dozen and give a message. And the analytical side of the brain was like, whoa, buckle up, this could be really rough. And the message I gave to the lady across, I said, the only thing I see is a dog tag made in the shape of a heart. And I thought to myself, well, that's just the silliest thing I think I've ever heard, until she revealed my dog was just diagnosed with a heart condition. That's when I knew there was something to the gifts that we all have. And that's when I knew that I could use these gifts to help people, and through the writings to also help people. That was kind of the, let's say, the aha moment.
That moment that you said, there's something here, there's something more here to this connection.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's fantastic, man. Yeah. That is awesome. She's going to hold that card up again. She does it every time things get interesting.
Okay.
That's right.
So she's only held it up once. What does that mean?
She tells me that it's time for me to shut up and move on.
Okay.
So as we do that, we are going to say thank you so much to our partners and our friends at Something Unique Magazine, Famous Faces and Funnies, Krypton Radio, Off the Chain Radio with author Yvonne Mason, Space Coast Comics with Jake Estrada and David Grace, Asylum Convention Entertainment Services. Also, we want to thank the Florida Writers Association and iHeart Books for having us come in here today and have a great chance to talk to some fantastic creators. As we go, we thank them for sharing our videos all over the World Wide Web. Remember, everybody, subscribe, log on, tune in, see who we're hanging with next. Jerry, thank you.
Oh, fantastic.
That's awesome.